Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer, America's favorite board game review show. My family's favorite board game review show. My favorite board game review show? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new expansion to Mansions of Madness, Sanctum of Twilight from Fantasy Flight Games. Sanctum of Twilight from Fantasy Flight Games is the latest expansion to Mansions of Madness. Now, of course, Mansions of Madness is the haunted house game, in which, of course, you're laying down tiles that are procedurally generated based on an app that you can, of course, download to iOS, Android, and laptop devices. And so you kind of course, use the technology, the digital technology, in conjunction with the board game. Well, this new expansion brings a few little new things here and there. Let me go ahead and tell you all about them. First of all, like previous expansions, you do have some moving tiles. Tiles can move and shift around the board. You're also going to have, in some cases, some overlapping tiles, which will come into play. And then, of course, you do have restraint tokens. Now, this is kind of one of the big new things that come to the game. Essentially, restraint tokens are ways that you can prevent monsters from moving from a specific space. You can essentially hold them in space with the restraint tokens. What's nice is if there is a monster with a restraint token, he does not need to be evaded. You can essentially just kind of walk through him. If he is activated, you instead of actually activating him, you just discard the restraint token. So it's a pretty kind of interesting way to kind of keep monsters from doing too much damage. Now, you also have two new characters, two new investigators that you can play in this game. You, of course, have Charlie Kane, the politician, and Lily Chen, the martial artist. They, of course, have their own unique stats and backstories, and I believe we've seen both of these characters in other Arkham games. You know, Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror. They've come up before, so again, we're seeing these characters introduced into Mansions of Madness. You also have a new monster that comes in this game. That is the Wraith. It's a very kind of sleek-looking evil monster entity that comes into play in the various scenarios. Now, of course, with every expansion of Mansions of Madness, you also have new scenarios. This game has two new scenarios that you can download to your mobile device in order to play through kind of scenarios that are kind of uniquely specific to some of the items and tokens and ideas and concepts that are available in this expansion. First of all, you have Behind Closed Doors, and then you have another one called the Twilight Diadem. Now, so far, I've only played the first scenario, the Behind Closed Doors, although the Twilight Diadem looks pretty interesting as it takes place actually during a parade. Of course, you're looking to fulfill specific win conditions within each of the scenarios. Once you do that, once you fulfill those things, you solve the puzzles, you beat the monsters, etc., then of course you and your friends win Mansions of Madness, Sanctum of Twilight. So Mansions of Madness, Sanctum of Twilight, of course, is it's another fun expansion. It brings more good stuff to your game. This is a game that's already, you're getting a lot of different tiles, you're getting a lot of different monsters, a lot of different characters. But really at the heart, I think one of the things why you like these expansions is because they do introduce these new scenarios that kind of really fit in well with new kind of ideas and concepts within the expansion itself, the box expansion. Now, like I say, I just played the Behind Closed Doors, and I got to tell you, I really like that scenario. I thought that was a really fun scenario. Just played it solo, and again, this is a game I love to play solo. I'm not a big solo gamer. To me, the reason I play board games is for the social interaction, but this is a game I like playing solo, and I don't mind playing with 2 or 3 people. When you play with like the full 5, I think, to me, then it gets a little too much going on, but for smaller player count and solo play, I really like this game. Played Behind Closed Doors. I wouldn't mind playing that again with some friends because it was a really good scenario. It was really genuinely creepy, and that's one of the things I like about this game. Mansions of Madness in general is it's creepy. It's a little, like I say, you play this game solo at night alone, and it's like, I'm not scared. But anyway, you should really, you'll really like this scenario. The other one, like I said, I haven't played it yet. I'm looking forward to it, the Twilight Diadem, because that whole concept of this evil scenario thing taking place during a parade, to me, just sounds like a hoot. Sounds like a whole lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But generally speaking, I like this expansion. It's more good stuff. Now, so far, I think this is the third box expansion to Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition. You had the first one, Beyond the Threshold, then you had Streets of Arkham, and this one. I believe those are the three that have come out for this. I think if you don't have any of the expansions yet and you're looking to buy one, I'd probably recommend Streets of Arkham first, because that's a bigger box, you get more stuff, and it had some really fun scenarios in that one as well. So I would recommend that one first. But then I would say get Sanctum of Twilight before Beyond the Threshold. I like Beyond the Threshold, but I mean, it was good, it had some good stuff, and it was the first expansion, so I was really excited about it when it came out. But kind of looking at it within context, it's my least favorite of the three. I like Twilight expansion quite a bit. So I get Streets of Arkham, then Sanctum of Twilight, then Beyond the Threshold. So that's kind of the way I would weight them. But anyway, like I say, I really, really, really enjoy Mansions of Madness. This is a good expansion. If you're a completist like I am, you're going to want to pick this up. Recommendation from the Discriminating Gamer for Sanctum of Twilight is buy it. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. And just remember, you can't do this to me. I'm Charles Foster Kane.
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
So what is this skill check for?
This is to get me out of the break.
Okay.
So you guys are all dicks. Did you put that in, Cody?